you might say, get back with our spiritual senses, which is really what nature is all about. It's kind of like a very spiritual experience to be out there, and you don't get that. You don't get that watching a computer screen or a TV. Just can't be the same. I grew up in a family where my parents they fished and hunted mushrooms as well. Basically dragged me along, though a willing participant, and learned that spending time in the outdoors was just the natural thing to do. I grew up here in northeast Iowa, so I was familiar with the area. I liked this part of the country. The naturalist position opened up in Winneshiek County, and since this was kind of my home, I was overjoyed to have the opportunity to try and get that job and move back, and luckily had what they were looking for. They hired me, and I guess I've been here about 35 years ever since, so, and no plans to go anywhere else. Being a naturalist, I guess in a nutshell, is trying to get other people to become naturalists too, and want to protect nature, do what we can to do that. My interest in nature photography, probably just an offshoot of giving programs. You can't take people out and show them a lot of different birds in the middle of January necessarily. So I was taking the photographs basically so that I could have a program to give. I guess it just keeps evolving. I started with nature photography just for myself, of hunting and fishing and things, just to kind of keep as mementos back when I was still in college. But I'm still taking photographs today, so it's been probably almost 50-year career, I guess, with the camera. And with the Flickr account, again, it was a little bit of how can I, you might say, pass my nature knowledge on to people if I'm not right with them. And so, this way I can basically become a naturalist and take people out in the field with me just by them looking at the photographs. It's been, incredible, really. When I first started out, I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought, maybe a few dozen people with luck here in the local area would find out about it. Most of the people that comment on, or that did comment on my photos, actually were no local people ever comment. I'd get like 100 comments, but most of them would be from either Europe or Australia or places like Canada. Recently, the amount of people that were taking a look at my photos and giving me feedback, which I really love, but I kind of had to cut back on replying to people because I was getting like 100 comments. It'd take me 4 or 5 hours out of my day to do that. So I've limited my responses people can make. They can still look at the pictures, but it's a lot harder for them to contact me now, which I'm disappointed in, but at the same time, I guess I'm selfish. I want to be outside. And I thought that would really cut back on the number of people that looked at the photos when they couldn't comment, but my numbers have steadily increased, though. Just the number of people looking at the photos. They can see where the pictures were taken, they can see the birds. If they're interested, local people can just go and see those birds for themselves. So, I can give them tips, and again, hopefully get them interested in nature. In fact, just before I came here today, I stopped out at the fish hatchery and was doing a little photography, and somebody recognized me and came up and said, I look at your Flickr site every day, and I knew the people, but they've never made a comment on my photos, but they'd love to see them. Yeah, so that's the way it goes. That was the whole purpose. just so that people would take a look. This person was a fisherman. They were out there trout fishing, but they said, I see the trout you're catching, and that gets me fired up to go out fishing. That was music to my ears, yeah. My mission with photography, I guess, is just showing the beauty of nature. It's just, it's delightful, I guess. I spend quite a bit of time just looking at my photos on Flickr. It gives me a little more reason to get out. Again, phenology is really kind of the thing that has always interested me. What's blooming today, what's going to be blooming tomorrow, and just following that cycle through the year, because every day is something different. It's like opening up a new birthday present out there almost. The camera is just, it's kind of like my set of car keys. It's just, they're with me. And if I need them, it's there. It's like with my field trips. I can still go on it myself, and I'll have a great time. So that's kind of the same way with the camera. I'm out there, I'm having a great time, and that's it. The ultimate goal of what I guess I do for work is, and even hobby, is to try and get people to appreciate and want to preserve places where the wildlife has a place to live, and people can come and enjoy it, and they don't have to pay any price. It's all free, but if you don't put the effort in to contribute a little money to preserving places like this, or purchasing them when they come up for sale, they're just going to disappear. In 100 years from now, people will be looking at Canada geese and stuff like that, possibly in zoos rather than in public parks, which is kind of sad. I've been told by some groups of youngsters that have come out to the northeast Iowa here for summer camps that they've never seen like a squirrel before, so those experiences with wildlife disappear if the habitat is gone, and people won't know what they missed. So you got to hopefully make people aware. They appreciate, they learn to love it, and then when somebody tries to destroy it, they say no. That's what it's going to take, and it can't just be a handful of what some people would label as environmentalist kind of wackos. It's got to be just the public in general. Oh, what has nature meant to me? Well, I guess it is me. I don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing. I certainly wouldn't be probably as happy as I am, I'm lucky to be able to basically work in the outdoors all day long, but I'm not tired. When the day's done, I want more. I guess nature to me just means being alive, for myself.